The gift that keeps on giving. Politicians, the federal government, the fascist government. What is fascism? The merger of state and corporate powers. Obama makes move against the Bundy Ranch. This is tyranny. I don't know necessarily that it's Obama per se, more than it is Harry Reid. Earlier this year, the topic of federal government control over public land in western states came to the forefront as all eyes in America focused on the Bundy Ranch in southern Nevada and the heavily handed militarized response of federal regulatory agencies to unpaid, quote, grazing fees. Thanks to an immense effort by protesters and supporters, backed up by armed citizen militias, the tyrannical feds backed down from the standoff they created. But nobody thought the issue was entirely over, especially after Nevada Senator Harry Reid threatened as much, saying something will happen to the Bundys and their ranch. That something may be happening now as the feds prepare to seize control of millions of acres of land in southern Nevada, placing it off limits to people, according to a post on the Bundy Ranch's Facebook page. An official notice was recently released by the Federal Registry proclaiming that upwards of 3 million acres of land in southern Nevada would be declared areas of, quote, critical environmental concern, or ACEC, and placed off limits to virtually all human activity. Does this not sound like the UN's Agenda 21? Some of the restrictions placed upon ACEC land would include closing roads and trails to all motorized traffic, closing camping, hunting, and recreation sites, closing all livestock grazing and water access, and even restricting hiking and horseback riding in the area. This declaration wasn't a piece of legislation passed by Congress, nor was it agreed upon by the state or the people of Nevada. It was simply decided upon by nameless, unaccountable bureaucrats in Washington, D.C., and imposed against the will of the people. The Bundy Ranch believes that this move by the feds is in direct retaliation against them and the people of southern Nevada for their standoff against the Bureau of Land Management. Although they have no direct proof, they point out that all of the newly declared ACECs are located in southern Nevada, virtually surrounding the Bundy Ranch by off-limits federally controlled land. For their part, the Bundys say this federal tyranny won't stop them from continuing to ranch and graze on the same land their family has used for well over 100 years. They are asking for an outcry from the states and the people so loud that it can no longer be ignored by the feds. The states need to stop allowing this type of thing to occur. It is time for the states to reclaim sovereignty over their own territories and take back control of public lands under the thumb of the feds. States could then either hold it themselves or return it to the people to whom it really belongs, right? By and for the people. This country is us. We are it. Please share this on Facebook and Twitter if you agree that the federal seizure of public land and placing it completely off limits to the public needs to stop immediately, and the states must take back control of their land. Does sound like the thing, or sound like anything you would expect out of a country that was just described to you, continuously described to you, taught to you as a child in school as the best, freest place in the world, country in the world. Does this sound like that country? You know, and here I hear two different hears, H-E-R-E and H-E-A-R. Bam. So here I hear that we've got ourselves a new czar. Remember all the car czar and the farm czar and the health care, all these czars that Obama, again, unelected, just appointed, none of which have any business, any skills, any knowledge under that particular department that they've been given SAR status of. We got a new one for Ebola the other day. We now have an Ebola czar. And that czar, can't think of her name. I think it was a female. My friend and I at work were just discussing this the other day. So we see who she is, what her background is or whatever. Has absolutely no business, no knowledge whatsoever. Last person you would ever put in any kind of position such as that has got the position. She's now in control. And I'm going to tell you something. This is just how politics work, okay? I mentioned this before, but it's completely relevant right now, so I shall mention it again. When you have all these unelected officials, matter of fact, I'll go a step further, a little bonus for this video for you. Not only unelected officials, but elected officials usually have no business doing whatever it is they've been elected to do or selected to do. Unappointed, appointed, unelected people, been selected. So, you gotta, I need a program. I need someone to run the programming, this little programming department. We need guys that are, skilled IT professionals, programmers. Oh, I've got just the right person. And I'm going to appoint her because I'm the CEO of the company. I own the company. I'm El Presidente of the company. So I'm going to make a phenomenal business decision to take our company to the next level so everybody can get raises, everybody's going to make more money, company's going 2 levels higher than it is now. Oh man, awesome dude. No wonder why you're the president. What's the plan? I can't wait to hear this. I'm going to bring someone in that's going to turn the whole IT department around. We're going to be programming, we're going to get some applications done a lot faster, they're going to be more in depth, they're going to have a lot more functionality than ever before. Oh, who's this? You probably got to pay him some big bucks, but either way, it sounds good. Who you bringing in, boss? A lady who used to rescue dogs. Hold on, what? Yeah, she's going to be in charge of that particular department. So she's the new boss under me, but under that department. Just look at her as a czar. Kind of like the old Russian days, back in the day, the USSR. An old czar. And, I think she's the right person for the job. Now, everybody in the company would be standing there shocked and in awe. The real meaning of shock and awe. And they would probably be silent. Maybe 1 or 2 people would stand up and say, but she used to rescue dogs, like as a hobby. What's her background? Oh no, that's her background. She hasn't done anything else, just rescue dogs and take donations to help rescue the dogs and place them in families. That's her qualifications. You would probably go back to your desk and say, this company is finished. The company is now done because our bread and butter comes from that IT department, the programming department. They're the one that makes the applications for our customers. And now they're going to be told what to do, how to do it, what not to do by a lady that rescues dogs is her resume. That's what she's bringing. You would be sick to your stomach. You would be upset. You'd be mad. You'd be sad. You'd be all these emotions that you don't want to have. And say, what kind of a moron? How in the hell did this guy become the president of this company? The board of directors got this guy, hired him as the president. But the board of directors can fire that guy. So the employees can go talk to just one of the members of the board of directors and say, you're not going to believe what the president of the company has just done. What did he do? He hired a lady to run the IT department. We needed a specific person that has programming background, many years of it. And he hired a lady that rescues dogs, and that's her only thing on her resume. The member of the board would probably hold an emergency meeting effective immediately. All members of the board come to the meeting. We got an emergency thing to discuss. All in favor of firing El Presidente? Raise your hand. Okay, 100% turnout. Yeah, okay, he's done. Now we can undo the person that he hired, this dog rescuer. So, let's go to politics for a minute. Barack Obama, let's say, since he's president now. 2 terms. First term made a massive amount of promises. Called out all the problems we had. Just like the president of this fake company analogy I'm making up. Where he talked to the people. I know we need to increase profits. We need to make more money. Everyone here wants to make more money. I got to get someone in to run it and do some changes to this IT department. We got to get someone who knows their skills, knows how to do this. And everyone's like, yeah, great. Good thing you're the president, man. When do we start? I'm going to go find someone in the next week. Right? That's how that speech went to his employees. Just like the guys running for president talk to us like we're their employees and tell us how good they're going to be when we hire them as the president of our country by voting for them, and I'm going to fix all these problems. And they mentioned all these things that no one else really mentioned. Hope and change we can believe in. Do you remember that slogan? That's going to probably go down in history as the most epic slogan that was nothing and more further from the truth more than anything else ever. Hope and change we can believe in. Not just hope and change could have been good. Change that we can believe in. We need some real change. And we believed in it. And they voted, allegedly anyways, and he won. No change. Lots of hope. No change whatsoever. Can we redo our votes like the board of directors gets to come in and say, we're still in charge because we're the board. We're letting go of this president. We're going to find someone new because that decision was the most epic fail ever. If he thinks that way, he could destroy the company with some of his decisions. He's gone now immediately. Call him up and tell him we just had a discussion. He's fired. Give it to him in writing, fax it, whatever you got to do. So since we voted in this country, we're the board of directors. We need to have a gathering and undo. Oh, hold on. Sorry about that. Can't undo your vote. Once it's done, it's done. So if someone gets out there and lies their butt off to you, and you believe it, and to be honest, why shouldn't you? It's another human being. I'm a human being. I'm in America. They're in America. I went to school in America. They went to school in America. I know the core beliefs of Americans. They must know too, because they've been here just as long as me, maybe even longer with their family history, no telling. So anybody can do the job. And he's letting me know, by all these promises he's making, he knows what time it is. He knows what's wrong in this country. And he's got us covered. And then you vote for him. Now he's in office, and you can't vote him out. And none of the change he promised, not even one little piece of it, has come to fruition. So then let's take it to the next level also. They now have the right, as elected politicians, to now select, i.e. unelected politicians, to run other parts of the government, such as the Bureau of Land Management and things like that. We have people who have no business running these things, who are only doing this as an agenda. I want to get some companies in here, like the little Chinese company that we tried to put in here for solar power, because I made a backroom deal, and that got brought up when I was trying to kick these Bundys off this ranch in the area and the cattle grazing. Not good for my PR, but now I'm pissed, Harry Reid, and it's time to retaliate against those who screwed up my little plans. So now we'll just do it by the books and declare the land is off limits. We have the right to do so. What are you going to do? I'll tell you what they could do. People of Nevada, you could stand up and force your state government, screw the federal government, forget them. Go to your state government, your state elected officials, and demand that these laws of federal land and whatnot get changed immediately, effective for Nevada only, because since they don't need to do it for the whole country, right? Just Nevada, because that's the people of Nevada. And if the government squawks at all, you could be on standby to secede and make the threat and be willing to stand by it if necessary. Considering the secret bases, Nevada, right, Area 51, military bases, all these different federal land agency, not just land, just federal agencies. You think for 1 second the federal government's not going to be worried and say, oh, well, they do have the power as a state, where we kind of had a treaty to form the United States of America where all the states entered into the Union. And at any time, the state can decide, I don't want to be a part of this anymore. Now, knowing the federal government like I do, they'd probably fight tooth and nail to keep it the way it is. How dare you, the state, tell us what to do? Who do you think you're talking to? When not realizing the state's the one that can make that decision. However, there's plenty of what these things are called politicians in the state of Nevada who would also fight tooth and nail to keep it part of the federal government and just let them do their land grab. It's just one family. It's just one rancher. Who cares? Let it go. So you start having to vote them out. All of a sudden, your state representatives become far more important than your federally elected representatives. And you'll notice that that doesn't work either. We get more of the same, and I vote for the federal government, my senators and congressmen, House and Senate, and I'm talking at the federal level, no change, still no change. Okay, let me try voting at the state level also, really pay attention to what I'm doing this time. Voted this new person, more of the same. More of the same at the federal level, more of the same at the state level. People who have no business going in there don't care that they don't have any business going in there. They're only going in there because they want money, payoffs, campaign contributions to do whatever they want. So, what happens when the people continuously do this aimlessly, thinking change is coming, can't get my guy in, can't get my girl in, can't get the Democrat in, can't get the Republican in, no change, it's actually getting worse, it's getting worse. How's your state looking? It's also getting worse, same people, same crap. And then people come to this realization one day, oh my God, it was so easy, yet I tried to do the right thing, my favorite word, and play by the rules, and vote, and it got me nowhere. And I wasted half my life doing this. And now I'm pissed because I've realized it's been rigged the whole time. And I also know that the only way to really get change in there is to physically throw these people out and then physically put someone else that we want in there, i.e. revolution. And it doesn't have to be violent, right? The federal government will make it violent because they will show up with the massive SWAT team type forces and leave you no choice. However, this is just history. That's what history shows. Of course, there's not exactly SWAT teams with weapons like that back in the days. But nonetheless, the same thing. The king and queen's forces would come and, fight off the peasants for revolting and, give them the biggest, worst sentences. How dare you try to overthrow the king, when in reality the king was a tyrant, etc. So, all that I can say is probably going to happen is sooner or later, if change doesn't come that we can believe in, and by the judging of history, it's not, you can expect a revolution in this country. In the great America, freedom, wave your flag, yeah. It's going to happen if things don't change, and once again, my magic 8 ball, are things going to change? Signs point to no. Magic 8 ball says no. Sorry about your luck. Take care.